was 17 years old when I joined the Texas National Guard, 111th Quartermaster Regiment. And
you said it was in 39?
In 37.
37.
39, we were called in federal service, and we put in Brownwood. So we built Brownwood.
The city or the fort?
The fort, Brownwood, at Brownwood. The camp at Brownwood. 36th Division camp at Brownwood. We started it in 39. And I was 111th Quartermaster Regiment, company clerk. And we were there until 41. Well, in 1941, I was a 36th Division photographer, and I built a movie of the move that when we moved to 45th Division. I engineered a movie, and we made a training film for the move that we brought when we brought the 45th Division down to Brownwood. In 1941, I was sent to OCS in New Jersey. I was there, and while I was there, I received an appointment as a warrant officer in the Air Force in 1941. And in 42, I was transferred to the Air Force. And I came back to Midland, and I left Midland in about 6 months and went to San Angelo. And I was photographic officer at San Angelo. And we were charged with making movies of the bomb droppings. And we were training bombardiers down there. And my people in the photographic department, they could go up and make pictures of the bombs dropping, and they never missed. But the kids that were being trained for bombardier school, they'd run off 100 feet of film, and it just wrecked us. So I developed a deal for the cameras, for the A4 cameras, that I could put it on the bomb site when we locked it down, and they could go then put this deal in the bomb site. We scored 98%. And the kids then scored 98%. So we had, for a while, we had the highest score of bombardiers and the trajectory and everything that they were doing. And I was transferred for a while to Holloman Air Force Base, where they were flying B-52s. And I was sent up there to work on their photographic situation because they were having trouble, the same trouble that we'd had here. And we bombed, I don't remember where, but we were bombing Los Angeles or Chicago or someplace up to targets, you know. When we went to B-52, we actually flew over to either Los Angeles or Chicago. I don't remember which one, but I got to fly two flights for that group from Holloman Air Force Base, and then I went back to San Angelo. When B-52s were driving around Nashville, they weren't bombing anything.
Right.
But we were bombing a whole lot of targets in West Texas. That laid out on the top of the mountains and around the country. And there's still some of them out there if you go look for them. In fact, one time, several years ago, I went up on one of the fields and I found some bomb fragments up there. I met my wife at a party we had in 41, and she was going with my sergeant, and he got drunk, and she was an old Baptist girl, and I squared her around. And I called her for a date, and I could sign my company commander's name and get a pass. I hitchhiked to Austin on the weekend because my mother lived in Austin. And had a date with her. The next week I did the same thing. The next week I did the same thing. The next week I did the same thing. And the next week we got married. That was 73 years ago. And she died in January the 19th of this year. Yeah. I never regretted it, not having to go overseas.
Yeah. And you like taking pictures too.
Oh, no, I don't make any pictures anymore.
But you liked it then, right?
Oh, I loved it then, yeah.
What you liked about it?
Photography?
Yeah.
It's a way of expressing yourself. It's a way of showing where you are and who you are. I had never been to Washington, and I enjoyed it, and I'd like to go again.
Does it feel like an honor to go?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's not many of us left. What did I read here some time ago? That 1,000 veterans were dying a day. I worked for Lyndon Johnson as a photographer for a while. Before he was in Congress, before he was president, when he was in charge of the kids. You know, I worked for him. I remember one time when I was working for him, every time I went with him, Lyndon Johnson, when he was congressman or something. But I worked for him for about a year and a half, and I went with him several different times and made pictures with him. And he always had 5 pictures made. He'd give one to the newspaper, one to the other people, and this one. Life has been very good to me. I've enjoyed every bit of it. And I've tried to give back anything I can to somebody that needs help. So that's the story of my life.